What is up, guys? This is Drino Beats, and in this video we are going to deconstruct how Holy Ghost by Future was made in FL Studio. Alright, as always, credit where this is due. This beat was made by
ATL Jacob.
Dude, this guy's made some of the best beats of the year, dude, and this was one of the hardest on the album for sure. We have to deconstruct it. Let me give you another snippet and we'll get into it. Overall on this playlist, we have a few melodies going on. Just look at it in terms of this. Like, this will be section number 1, this will be section number 2, and then we'll have section number 3, and then we'll have all our drums on the bottom. So in the intro, we have this pattern coming in. So I tried to do some research as to how this sample was made or what plugins were used. Honestly, I couldn't find anything online, nothing from who sampled, but I did look on Genius and I found this one random comment, ATL Jacob sampling the Apple ringtone slow rise in the intro, Pure Flames. And when I first saw this, I'm like, dude, there's no way he sampled the iPhone ringtone. Like, what? There's no way. But it turns out, I'm pretty sure he actually did sample the iPhone ringtone. Either that or it is a very similar Glockenspiel and Omnisphere or something. Okay, so here's the iPhone sample. All right, so looking at it, the closest one I could find is this one. So here's the MIDI for this. Just bear with me. Also in the intro for the sample, we're just using a popular trap bell. We're gonna put some halftime on this sound as well as just some other EQing. Okay, so far in the intro we got this. And lastly, we just have this sample. Dude, I am so sorry if this is wrong, but I swear when I first heard the beat come on, I'm like, is that a train in the background? It's either that or a money counter, like half-timed or something very similar. So everything all together. For comparison, here's the original. I think we got fairly close. I went ahead and bounced that out as a WAV file, and there we go. Okay, next in the intro right here, now we have a pad coming in. For this, we're using Serum. This is gonna be the PD D-Pad 1. And all together. That sample we bounced out earlier, we're just gonna pitch it down 100 cents or just one note on the piano. All right, cool. Let's move on to this section. I'll let that transition for you. And all right, let's go through the drums real fast. So we got a 808 Mafia snare, and we have another TM88 snare, Southside snare. I thought that snare pattern was dirty, dude. I love that snare pattern. Like the lower notes, they just, We have, I think, the identical open hat coming in. Most similar hi-hat I could find, a TM88 hi-hat. Okay, and for your 808, we are using the classic Spins 808. And just to double check that this is the correct 808 used as well as hitting the right notes, we are going to use the Aidan Kinway method to make sure that the waveforms line up with the original song. These line up perfectly. Nice, right? And with everything. All right, for our next section, we have a second snare pattern coming in using that same TM88 snare. All right, we have our second 808 pattern using the same Spins 808. We got this guy. Yeah, that 808 pattern is crazy, man. It's hard. It's just wanted to keep the effect simple, just boosted some of the lower frequencies and added a little bit of a soft clipper to it. Okay, so we've reviewed the drums. Let's let this melody transition into the next section. we got 2 new melodies coming in. For the first one, we are just going to be using Purity, some strings, as well as a slight choir voice. So for this next sound, we're just going to be using a plugin called Flex. After watching a lot of ATL Jacob shares the screen videos on YouTube, I know that he used Omnisphere a lot, but since I don't have that plugin, I did like the harp that was in this one. Gave it some halftime. All right, and here's everything together. Just note that the iPhone ringtone sample cuts out at this part. So for the 2 new melodies we just had, for this next little part coming in, it'll do the same thing as the first pattern. It'll just go down 1 note or 100 cents. Now on to the last part of the beat, dude. The choirs come in, man. This part is epic. So for this, I apologize. I don't have Omnisphere, and again, I know that ATL Jacob likes to use Omnisphere. It's either going to be like in the human voices or whatever it says on the screen, and it's just going to be the choir A, H, or Ah. But instead, I just got a sample from Contact playing these notes. And all your melodies together. Alright guys, I think that wraps it up for this Deconstructed. Thank you for sticking with me to the end, and I apologize again if I got any of the presets wrong or don't you have the right plugins just yet. But hope you liked this, hope you learned something from it, and if you did, you know what to do. Until then, I guess I will catch you all in the next video.